Alex Horton, the 2026 PBA Shark Championship winner. 3 weeks ago, you were happy as all get out to make it out of the TOC PTQ by 2 pins.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've got 2 titles. How do you describe anything about what's happened over the last 3 weeks? You've completely changed your life.
This journey has been absolutely unreal. The TOC, making out the PTQ, winning the TOC was life-changing, and that week itself. And now to be able to win a second title this year, it's absolutely incredible.
I don't know if you're aware of this. Barnes alluded to it of being in the Player of the Year race. 2 titles put you on the Player of the Year ballot, regardless of anything else that happens. What do you make of that?
I just think it's an absolute crazy story that I did not bowl the whole year, and I'm going to be on the Player of the Year ballot with 2 titles. I mean, that's just absolutely incredible. It's great.
It's an incredible achievement. You didn't bowl the tour full time from the get-go this season. Explain a little bit more of how you started bowling out here. I know Bonta's win kind of changed your plans a little bit, but on January 15th of this year, what was your plan for the season?
Yeah, so I honestly didn't want to travel to the first couple events because they were so far. Having to bowl the PTQs for those, it's going to be a huge gamble. I think it was Texas and Missouri specifically. And I was like, I'm going to be driving by myself. So I didn't want to take that risk to start the year. And that's why I didn't bowl those first couple events. I didn't end up getting into the U.S. Open PTQ either. So I ended up missing those 3 events. And then every other event after that, I was bowling. So
you told me that you saw Bonta win. And you were kind of inspired by that, like, hey, we were peers in college. Maybe I can do something.
Yeah.
Now you've doubled his title count.
Yeah, I mean, hey, might have taken over the Rookie of the Year race, might have, etched my name in some big conversations. But, watching him win obviously was absolutely incredible. And once again, I owe part of this to him because he really inspired me to come out here.
It's an unbelievable. I was texting some of your buddies, Justin Bone, Brandon Bone, and the only word they would really reply with was fearless. They say you just do your own thing and nothing ever phases you. And I've seen that firsthand these last 3 weeks. Where does that come from?
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm truly blessed and favored to be able to be in the situation. I've put a lot of work in to be here. And, it's one of those things where I feel like it really is going to pay off. And this is a situation where I call it digging deep to find the mental fortitude to be able to keep pushing when times are getting tough. And that's what we did exactly today. So
yeah, 4 rookies have won this year. And this kind of fearlessness, this lack of self-doubt in your first year on the tour has been a consistent trend with all of you. It feels like it's coming from you guys are bowling collegiate events at the highest level, junior events at the highest level.
Yep.
You've bowled on TV before. Bonta's bowled on plenty of TV before. How much of this comes from just the level of experience under the bright lights and on tough lane conditions that you guys had access to when you were 15, when you were 18, when you were 21?
Yeah. I mean, we've been kind of preparing for this moment our whole lives, really. I mean, Junior Gold, a lot of us bowled every single year of Junior Gold. So that's the first preparation. We bowled against each other in college a lot. And it's one of those things where iron sharpens iron. When we're all competing against each other, we're all making each other better. You want to practice and beat everyone out here. So it's one of those things where when we all come out here, we're all competing to be, the best bowlers, beat each other, as well as beat the best in the world as well. So
this shark pattern, it was kind of feast or famine. You either had it or you didn't. You win your first game with 245. You beat Vi with 257. He bowled 240. Take out Dombrowski with 233. So there's 2 U.S. Open champs you just took down. Scores came down a little bit against Ronnie, but at the end you came up clutch. How were you able to navigate the lanes tonight so well?
Yeah, watching it was one of those things where I just wanted to try and play as far right and keep my angles in front of me as possible because I saw that when things started opening up and shaping them, that it wasn't the best. So I wanted to try and keep my angles in front of me, keep the ball driving towards to the pocket, to the pin. So I think that ultimately, I got a lot of good breaks, a lot of good hits when I did that as well. So
yeah, the 10th frame there, you had a shot to double to lock up the title here. On the left lane where you had come back a few times to your ball rep, like, what's going on here? How were you able to make 2 just incredible shots? Obviously, the result of the second one went a little haywire, but you made the shots when you needed to. How were you able to do that?
Yeah, once again, it just goes into that digging deep mentality, mental fortitude, and being fearless. It's one of those things where I had a chance to step up and close the door, and that's exactly what I was planning to try and do. But yeah, the self belief that I have in myself, I truly believe that I belong out here and I can compete in those situations. You want to go up in there and finish the job. So
Your reaction to the Stone 8 was about as much emotion we've seen out of you, just kind of drop into a knee in disbelief. What's going through your mind in that moment?
yeah, I mean, we compete out here with the best in the world. So I left the door open, and I truly believe that Ronnie Russell was going to go up there and throw all three in the 10th, and we were going to go to a roll off. And that's something that's a terrible feeling as being in my shoes is you don't want to ever leave the door open. And that's what I did right there in that with that 8 pin. So that's why it definitely hurt. And once again, there's a lot at stake, as you had mentioned. So all that kind of felt like it was coming down at one point.
Yeah, and Ronnie, he made that split in his eighth or ninth frame there to really to keep his lead at the time, put a ton of pressure on you. I don't think you were too phased by it, but what was your reaction to seeing that? The crowd went nuts.
Yeah, I mean, you expect him to make that, to be honest. He leaves a split, and you don't really want to get excited or anything because, once again, we are the best in the world. So, part of me was like, he's probably going to make this. And truthfully, obviously, he goes up and snipes it, and it's like one of those things where it doesn't come easy. It never comes easy. So, yeah, that's what happened right there.
I noticed your answer or your statement has shifted a little bit from "these are the best in the world" to "we are the best in the world" throughout this interview here. So I can see the confidence just growing even as you're talking here.
Yeah.
When you made this cut, you sat in a chair in a different side of the building here, and you were honestly pretty disappointed. Even though you made the show, your second show in 2 weeks, you were very disappointed because you didn't make the World Championship cut. You said, "I would trade making the show for making the World cut." Would you still make that trade now?
Of course not. Of course not. You cannot beat the fact that another title number 2, Shark Championship. This is the best thing that could have happened from missing the cut by 10 pins. So,
all right, your World Series of bowling is done here. You got to think you're pretty happy walking away with the title and a couple of checks here. Your next event's going to be 30 minutes from your hometown down in eastern Pennsylvania, and you're walking in there as a 2-time champion. I got to imagine when you saw the Norm Duke Open on the schedule at the beginning of the year, you're pretty excited to compete close to home. And now you're going to go down there and you're going to have a banner and a trophy, 2 trophies at home.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with that is I get to sleep in my own bed. I get my own bed, no hotel bed. And, I have a whole bunch of support from people coming out to watch me. My family will be there as well. So it's going to be an absolutely great week and, hopefully go for it again. So.
What have the last couple of weeks been like for you? I know they mentioned the broadcast. I think we were talking a little bit. You've gotten messages from Nelly, from NFL players, NBA players. Your phone's got to be blowing up. I'm sure it's blowing up right now. What's your reaction been like?
Yeah. Shout out to everyone who's sent me messages, sent the support. I haven't been able to reach out back to everyone. I've had so many messages. So if you sent me a message, I'm sorry if I haven't gotten able to reply. But I try and do my best to get to everyone. The support's been absolutely unreal through this journey. And to be able to see that a lot of people are rooting for me, it really means a lot.
You're going to have people double texting you because you haven't answered since your first title.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
It's been a wild ride. What are you going to remember most about these last 3 weeks?
That's a great question. And honestly, I feel like this title means more because you did it again. You climbed to the mountaintop the first time winning the TOC. Obviously, that meant a lot to be able to have my first title. But to be able to do it again in the same season, it really, honestly, truthfully, I believe that this means more to me deep down because it's like, hey, you can consistently be at the top of every tournament. So,
yeah, there's quite a few one-time champions on the tour, and you can see as the years go along, the self-doubt kind of grows again. Those was it a fluke type of questions that naturally creep in. You and Zach Wilkins made quick work of not having that creep in for quite a while.
Yeah.
One of the common things people say when people win a title is, like, oh, they've got the confidence now, they're going to go on a run. People say it a lot. It doesn't always happen. But you and Zach have you beat Zach for your title. You're well aware of what he's been up to.
Yeah.
How much does the confidence of winning one just carry over into future events?
Yeah. You definitely want to ride all that momentum, the belief of being that you belong out here, the respect that you get from your peers. All that contributes to the mental game of grinding through the tough situations, and ultimately that helps you when you're struggling, things like that. So,
are there moments like Game 7 of a qualifying event and you're lost on the left lane, you're grinding out 210, and how does winning affect you in those moments?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's when you're going through a rough patch like that in qualifying or something small of missing a makeable or things like that. You just have to realize that you've already climbed this mountaintop and won tournaments before. So find a way just to continue digging deep to be able to get through, those adversities that you have right then. So
Alex Horton, an incredible achievement here in the last 3 weeks. Any final thoughts?
like I said before, I mean, the fact that I was not out here for the whole year and to end the year, I mean, not ending the year because obviously there's still more tournaments, but to have 2 titles, that's absolutely incredible. So that's what I'm going to cherish forever.
I saw your dad out here throughout the week. It was cool he got to be out here for qualifying as well. What did it mean to have his sport out here in person?
Yeah, he came out to watch the whole World Series, and we actually went back home together because I had missed the World Championship cut, as I mentioned, and kind of took some time off, didn't bowl at all while I was at home, was just recovering, recharging, and then watching everyone win. I was like, yeah, I definitely want to find a way to be in the winner's circle again. Watching that pair, how that pair is very difficult, I was like, hey, if you can dig deep and find a way, and ultimately that's what we did, and I'm glad to be the champion. So.
Absolutely. I believe Justin and Brandon told me you texted him last night that you were going to win today.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, if I can just find a way to get through those first couple of matches, because as we were watching, every time in the title match, it seemed like they were playing difficult. So I was like, I feel like I like my chances if they're playing difficult to grind through it. And ultimately, we got to the title match and we grinded, and that's what happened.
All right, Alex Horton, your 2026 PBA Shark Championship winner.
Let's go, baby.